walked in and they were making their coffee. And the conversation started with, so are they still protesting? And I say, yeah. He chuckles. And then I say, and they're still killing and brutalizing us as well. And I said it calmly and matter-of-factly with no chuckle. And they continued to make their coffee, but I left them with something on their mind. And I wanted to talk about that issue today, that right now we're dealing with a lot. And people's characters are showing up. Their character is showing up and showing out. And the fact is, we are all human and we're all made uniquely different. Some of us have lots of courage and some of us don't. Some of us are walkers and some of us are talkers. And what we have to do is we have to learn how to stay in our lane and do our part from our lane. So if you are someone who is afraid of everything in the bigger picture, meaning you don't really want to speak up because you're afraid of how people are going to look at you. You don't really want to be out on the front lines because you're afraid to die. You don't really want to see change because you're comfortable with your life. Because maybe you have the big house, you have the cars, you have the clothes, you have the shoes, you have the weaves, you have the nice haircut, you have the nails, or you have the sneakers, and you're fly and you're comfortable. Understandable. What I ask is you just get out of the way of those who are not comfortable. People who feel like they still don't have enough. People who feel like they are not getting justice. Stand out of their way. Just move out of their way. You can feel however you feel, but don't stand in the way of someone else's progress. And I mean that in everything, in these crazy times, but also just in life in general. A lot of times we get into our own selves, and then sometimes when we don't agree with other people, we argue and then we get in their way. We got to learn how to just get out of each other's way. If you are a talker, use your talking power for prayer. We need lots of prayers. If you're a good talker, maybe get into debates where it means something, like Congress or Senate. Become a public speaker so that your talking is powerful instead of being the kind of talker that sit around with no action. So there's a way to be a talker and to let that be powerful by being a public speaker, learning some things and sharing what you learn with the people. That's one way. If you're a walker, great. Keep walking. Don't worry about the people who only talk. Everybody has their own power, and we just got to figure out how to stay in our own lanes and to stay out of each other's way. That's what I wanted to say, because for him not to be upset that people are still protesting, there's no need for me to argue with him. There's no need for me to try to change his mind. The only thing that I can do is share my point of view and my stance in a very calm, collective way that it communicates to him, and it leaves him to think about it later. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Just a raw thought and maybe a way for you to cope and deal with people, because people are really showing who they are right now. And it's okay. And it's good for you to know now the people that will show up and how they will show up for you. You know how you will show up for them. But now you can finally see how people would show up for you. Because when the shit hits the fan, and right now the shit is hitting the fan for everybody, it's good to know who your people are, and it's good to know where they stand. So, this is your girl, Miss Charlotte. You know I love to talk about our issues. And on Wednesdays, it's all about thinking. Let's just think about some things. So I hope you can take what I was just thinking about today and use it in your own. And yeah, these are crazy times, but it's a good time for us to evaluate ourselves and each other. So if you understand what I'm talking about, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, give me a thumbs down. Leave it in the comment. Keep it cute. If you don't, if you come with the hate, it will get deleted. Until then, Godspeed, and I'll see you next week.